Welcome to Pass Your South Carolina Real Estate Exam with me, Diana. In today's study session, we're going to review some flashcards together. Click the link below for more resources and a way to connect with me. If you're on the go or in the car, check out the podcast. Everything's there at your convenience. Now let's begin. I'm going to read the definition and then flip it over for the term. Means an individual who, for a fee, salary, or commission or other valuable consideration, or with the intent or expectation of receiving compensation. Broker. A sub-office of a company in which full-service real estate activities are conducted and at which a broker in charge or property manager in charge is licensed to conduct real estate transactions. Branch office. A licensee who is affiliated with a broker in charge or property manager in charge. Associated licensee. Why was the South Carolina Real Estate Commission created? The purpose of this commission is to regulate the real estate industry so as to protect the public's interest when involved in real estate transaction. Who is designated as having responsibility over the actions of all associated licensees and also has a responsibility and control over and liability for any real estate trust accounts. Broker in charge. A person with whom a licensee has established an agency relationship. Client. Okay. Department means Department of Labor, Licensing and Regulation. A person with whom a licensee has not established an agency relationship. Customer. A group of individuals charged by law with the responsibility of licensing or otherwise regulating the practice of real estate within South Carolina. Commission. An individual currently licensed under this chapter. Licensee. The location where a broker in charge or property manager in charge is licensed to conduct real estate business. Office. An individual who, for a fee, salary, commission, or other valuable consideration, or who, with the intent or expectation of receiving compensation. Property manager. Offers to act as an agent representing a principal in real estate transaction. Broker. Can a broker advise services such as real estate consultant? Yes. True or false? Can a property manager negotiate or attempt to negotiate the rental or leasing of real estate? True. Land, buildings, and other appurtenances, including all interest in land, whether corporeal, incorporeal, freehold, or non-freehold, whether the real estate is situate in or outside of the state. Real estate. An activity involving the sale, purchase, exchange, or lease of real estate. Real estate transaction. An escrow account or properly designated bank account established and maintained by a brokerage in charge or a property manager in charge to safeguard funds belonging to parties to a real estate transaction. Trust account. Minimum age when applying for a license as a broker, broker in charge, or property manager in charge, 21. Who determines the standards for qualification and eligibility of applicants for licensure? Real Estate Commission. In South Carolina, Real Estate Commission consists of how many members? 10. I was surprised by this because Florida has 7 members. Okay, so South Carolina has 10. Minimum age when applying for a license as a salesman or property manager, 18. For a salesman's license, completion of 60 hours of classroom instruction in fundamentals of real estate principles and practices or evidence submitted to the Department of a Juris Doctor, Bachelor of Law degree or Bachelorette degree with a major in real estate from accredited college or university. Is this true or false? True. An applicant who fails an examination may be re-examined within a 10-month period following initial examination. Is this true or false? False. The applicant may be re-examined with the 6-month period. Who can obtain a VA loan? Veterans or spouses of deceased veterans. Does a real estate broker owe any duty or obligation to a client following a termination? No. After revocation of a license, a new license may not be issued to the same individual within a period of how long? 1 year. Ownership of land for the duration of a person's life estate. The unmaking of a contract between parties back to the position in which they were before they entered into a contract. Rescission. A clause in a mortgage contract that requires full payment of the balance of a mortgage at the lender's discretion if the property is sold or the title to the property changes to another person. Alienation. A contract provision that allows a lender to require a borrower to repay all or part of an outstanding loan if certain requirements are not met. Acceleration clause. A business property is valued at $30,000. To earn 10% on a total investment, the property should return a monthly income of $250. A lender wanting title insurance coverage on property pledged as collateral would ask for which of the following policies? A mortgagee's policy. Contract between a seller and buyer of real property in which the seller provides financing to buyer to purchase the property for an agreed upon purchase price and the buyer repays the loan in installments. Land contract. The attachment of a right or property to a more worthy principal. Opportunins. Annual crops cultivated by a tenant which are treated as the tenant's property rather than the landowner's. Emblements. The gradual rescission of water leaving land permanently uncovered. Reliction. Sorry if I might not be pronouncing some of these correctly. English is my third language. I'm trying my best. So if you know how to say these, just say them correctly, to yourself as you are practicing. And then you can always review the video side so that you can see the spelling of the wording. Persian. I'm pretty sure that's not right. Pertain. Wow. Okay. Pertain to the rights to use adjacent bodies of water. Water rights. If you purchase land or property on a stream, then you have rights to the stream known as riparian rights. Process of eroding or being eroded by wind, water, or other natural agents. Erosion. Sudden separation of land from one property and its attachment to another, especially by flooding, a change in the course of a river. Avulsion. Type of development right in real estate, referring to the empty space above a property. Air rights. An ownership of a temporary right to hold land or property in which a lessee or tenant holds rights of real property by some form of title from a lessor or landlord. Leasehold estate. An area or amount of land or property in particular. Estate. Is the government survey system used in South Carolina? No. Exclusive right to enjoy the possession and use of a parcel of land or other asset for an indefinite period. Freehold estate. Future interest in real property. Future estate. What is a reversionary estate? The interest that a person has in a property when a preceding estate ceases to exist. Oops, I accidentally showed you the answer on that one. A tenancy that continues for successive periods until the tenant gives the landlord notification that he wants to end the tenancy. Periodic tenancy. A lease or a fixed period of time. Tenancy for years. Remainder interest. Future interest given to a person that is capable of becoming possessory upon the natural end of a prior estate created by the same instrument was known as remainder interest. A building or complex of buildings containing a number of individually owned apartments or houses. Condominium. A type of ownership of real or personal property by two or more persons in which each owns an undivided interest in the whole. Joint tenancy. Absolute and sole ownership of the property by a legal entity without co-tenants, joint tenants, or partners. Tenancy and severalty. Oh man, these things go so fast. Two or more partners united to conduct a business jointly and in which one or more of the partners is liable only to the extent of the amount of money that partner has invested. Limited partnership. Legal entity, usually a corporation, which owns real estate consisting of one or more residential buildings. Cooperative. Any unauthorized act that deprives an owner of personal property without his or her consent. Conversion. Owners of a partnership who have unlimited liability. General partner. How much cash must a buyer furnish in addition to $2,500 deposit if the lending institution grants a 90% loan on an $80,000 property? You might want to pull out a calculator to solve that one. The answer is $5,500. What kind of single-family residences would you get the most accurate appraisal by applying the reproduction cost approach to value? A historic property. And the last one, a business property is valued at $30,000. To earn 10% on a total investment, the property should earn a monthly income of $250. I feel like we had that earlier and they just repeated that flashcard just to make sure that you knew the answer. Thank you for tuning into this flashcard study session. I hope that it was helpful. Continue reviewing all or some of these videos so that it could be like ingrained in your brain, and then as soon as you get that exam, you're like, I got this, I know this, I've studied for this, I prepared for this, and you will pass. I will see you on our next study session. Bye for now.